everybody to the JR Wisdom channel. I want to thank you all for returning. Once again, new and old subscribers, and those of you who are just viewing my videos or channel for the first time, I want to thank you for tuning in. Make sure y'all subscribe. Hopefully y'all find something you like. Today I'm going to be talking about a topic that's pretty common based upon single parents and the divorce rate at an all-time high, and just children, more children being born, and single parents, like I said before. Now, I want to shout out Char Willie for giving me this topic. I can relate as far as this topic. So, based upon my experience, I'm going to speak on this based upon my experience and other men I know, their experiences, and as well as other women also. But more so, this is from a man's perspective. So this is 5 things as a man you should consider before taking on the role as a stepfather. Whether you could already be in that role if you're dating a woman, or if you've been dating a woman for quite some time, or you might even be living with a woman. What comes along with that, you meet women, and the children could be different ages. And if you're over the age of 30 like myself, or you're dating a woman that's over the age of 30, there's a higher likelihood that the woman you meet will have children. That's just the way it is when you're over 30. So you can be picky, it's up to you. But if you do meet a woman that you have feelings for, you fall in love, you want to start a relationship and looking towards marriage, this is something you need to consider, especially if you don't have your own children. And many men may not even have children also. It's not as common as people think that most men over 30 have children, So you'll meet some women that have kids different age. Could be, could be babies, could be toddlers. Some dudes be meeting women while they're still pregnant, and they decide that they choose to raise the child as their own. That does happen. But you meet some women that have teenagers, some that have toddlers, some that have even infants. Some kids still in their adolescence. So there's a different tone, and that's one of the first things, which isn't one of the 5 reasons I'm going to get into. But you need to check the tone of the family dynamic that's going on. Basically, what I mean by that is, what is, the situation when you're dating a woman for some time, and obviously being a stepfather is going to come about, and eventually you're going to meet the kids at one point. So that's going to be crossing your mind as far as, especially when you're dating a woman, she's going to be looking at obviously any man she dates as a potential husband or a potential father or pseudo father figure for her child. That's just the way it is. Any man that she dates, for the most part. So you got to check the tone of the family setting at this point, and that's when the whole background and stuff comes up. But the first thing you want to check, not check, let me not even use that word. The first thing you want to consider, right, is the emotional maturity level of this child, and this could vary depending on the age of the child. The younger, the more sensitive children are, I would say, but they're more prone to being able to be molded at that point. But some kids develop emotional issues at a young age, and it could be later on in life, when they're reaching teenage years, puberty. They tend to have, obviously the hormones kicking in, emotional issues as far as that, separation from a parent, if there was a parent in the past, which I'm going to get into a lot of this stuff is linked together. And a lot of the reasons are linked together that I'll be talking about. But the emotional maturity when you're dating a woman, and whether it be a boy or a girl, coming to learn about that, especially like I said, if you don't have any past interaction with kids and you don't have kids yourself. So having to enter into that place, and being able to be understanding of that child's behavior and being able to study and know how to react to certain things, and knowing that child's history as far as emotional, and things that you can do and can't do with that child as far as the maturity level, and basically that child warming up to you, so to speak. So the next thing to consider is the past male parental figure in this child's life. Has this child had a male father-like figure in their life, a patriarch, if you will, of the family in this child's life? Has this child had a relationship, in the past, or a father-like structure in the home? Has this child witnessed the way a man conducts himself, the way a man, and it's men from all different types of walks of life. You have abusive men, aggressive men. You have men who are standoffish, away from the kids, don't want to really do anything with the kids. They just leave the kids to their own. And there's other reasons for all that as well. And this could be based upon the way the mother wants things to be between you and the child. So that's other things to go with that. But basically, to find out, what does this child know as far as a man and how a man is supposed to be, or a father figure in the household? So the third thing to consider, and that this is to piggyback off the second one, is what is the standing with the current father? Where is the child's father currently at? And where does the father stand in this child's life? Is he still in the picture? Has he been trying to get in contact? But the mother may be, trying to keep him away. Is he in jail? Is he crazy? Is this guy, if he is he likely to do something to her, the child, or you, by feeling that you may be taking his place? Is he trying to be a stand-up guy? Is he trying to do the right thing, but the mother may be just bitter? And this is where you have to, put in common sense to look at it from an objective standpoint, to say, basically, to be the voice of reason if there is an issue, as far as the mother being bitter and trying to alienate the child from the father. And this is what a good man does in that position, whether that be reaching out, however. This is just things to consider, because if you had children, you wouldn't want it to be the other way around. So, like I said, this is where the voice of reason comes in, to find that out and to protect yourself as well as the family. If he is a crazy dude, or, if he is actually crazy and not just the woman that you're dating saying this, and if she is that shady, then you might need to re-examine your relationship. You know what I'm saying? The next thing, which goes with the emotional maturity that you need to consider, is this child a spoiled child? Now, for you, and if you don't have kids, it might be something quite difficult to tell what a spoiled child is. But growing up, you should be able to, see the signs of a spoiled child. Is this child always up under their mother? Is this child always trying to, throwing temper tantrums, depending on their age? Is this, even if they're older, does the mother give them whatever they want? And if the mother doesn't give them something, they throw a fit, or they just become lazy, or just doesn't do what they're told to do. Some kids, teenagers in their adolescent age, they tend to get lazy and things like that, and they depend on their mother to do everything for them. because they might not have had a man in the household as far as structure to put the boot to the ass, so to speak. And some mothers may let, boy or girl get away with this because they're just spoiled and they're just used to mom doing things a certain way and not being told no. So that's the next thing you need to consider, is if this child is spoiled, because that's really going to be an issue for you coming in, dealing with that. And that leads me to my next thing, which is discipline. How does the mother, or has this child been disciplined in the past, and does the mother discipline the child? And as you being the man coming in, does she have an issue with you disciplining the child? Even though you're the patriarch of the family, you're not allowed to discipline this child, even if it's a girl, and the girl gets to the point where she's talking back to the mom, and there's no discipline in place, which this girl, the girl may have loose lips, or the boys may have loose lips, so to speak, and just say whatever it is on their mind. So what is the discipline like in the household, and is it permissible, and is there an issue if the mother has, if there's an issue that the mother has with you disciplining the child, whether that be physical discipline, or whether that be structural discipline, as far as putting things in place and sanctions in place, grounding this child. Does she only want to be the disciplinarian, but you're supposed to do everything else? That's another thing you need to consider with that. Most of all, and this isn't really something to consider, but just something to remember, is that as the man, you are in charge of the family, not the child. The child does not control the family. The child does not dictate the climate of the family. Even though, there's things to consider as far as a child, whether it be health and things like that. But you are the patriarch of the family, not the child. The child is not the patriarch of the family. So this is something you need to realize, unless you're going to be that beta male that's being ran over by the child, and the child is controlling the family and the mother is enabling it. So these are things that you should consider before taking on the role as a stepfather, and be aware of, and do your research if this is something, that obviously you need to sit down and talk with your significant other about these things. So I just want to make a quick video. Like I said, shout out to Char Willie. She sent me, the topic to do. I thought it was, a pretty good topic to knock out. So if you don't mind, go ahead and like the video. For all you that's in there, if you like the video, if you don't, go ahead and dislike it. It's up to you. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I want to hear your comments, how you feel about that, men and women. Get your thoughts on this. If you got any topics that you'd like me to discuss, feel free to email them to me. The link is in the description. My social media is in there. Follow me on there. Amazon books are on there. Check me out on there. If you feel like it, throw a couple coins in the well of wisdom. All that is in there as well. And I will definitely catch you guys on the next video. And don't forget that anything lost can be found again except for time wasted. Peace.